Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Midwest Pursuit TV. On this week's episode, we're going to follow along as Cam and I hunt my farm here in Nebraska. And as you guys are going to see, Cam's weekend of hunting has went better than Matt and I's whole season so far.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend. We saw a lot of rut activity. Just didn't get any opportunities, any other mature bucks. But as you'll see in this episode, Cam was able to get it done and punch his first Nebraska tag.
Well, today is November the 7th. I just flew in, just on a plane about 3 hours ago. Flew into Nebraska, and now I'm in a tree stand. So, out here on Carson's farm, came out, drove in, already seen some activity around 1 o'clock, and smaller bucks and does getting chased around, so that's a good sign. The rut's really starting up here in Nebraska, so we're gonna keep our fingers crossed and got a few scrapes, fresh scrapes out ahead of us. We're in a pretty deep draw here where a lot of these trails are kind of going along this creek bed. So we're hoping that a nice mature buck comes down here and scent checking these hilltops for some does and maybe even check these scrapes. So it's a good setup, it's cold, good wind, perfect conditions, so hopefully this Michigan boy can get his first Nebraska buck. Here we go, day 2 in Nebraska. It's about 7:30 probably right now. It's getting light out finally, but we were only sitting here about 20 minutes. It was just got daylight when we heard something walking down this creek bottom here, straight north of us. It ended up being a pretty nice buck. But we have a southern wind, so he caught that wind, I think, because he stopped on a dime. I tried to throw a couple grunts at him, but he turned around and kind of walked up the hill. So I don't know if he saw us or he smelled us, I'm not too sure, but it's just so quiet, there's no wind. So we just gotta be on our toes and be ready. I don't think we were really ready, so but it's getting the start of the rut, so we should have known better, but there's nothing you can really do about it.
Might be that one I saw earlier today. It looks a little bit bigger than all else.
Alright, it's 11:30. Had a pretty good morning so far. I'm gonna probably pack up and back out of here, go back to the cabin, grab some lunch real quick, because Carson and I are both starving. And meet up with Seth and Matt and see what they saw and kind of get a game plan for later this afternoon. So, but overall, pretty great morning. Could have been better, but sometimes that's how she goes. So, hopefully we can get it done tonight. Back in here again. The second hunt of day 2. Matt and I just got in the tree stand, and it's just us left. Seth had to go to work, and Carson has some other stuff he had to take care of, so Matt and I just snuck in the stand. Back in that spot Carson and I were this morning where we saw that pretty nice buck and some other running activity. The wind's starting to die down and starting to get some cooler temperatures rolling in again, so hopefully these bucks get on their feet and start moving. It's supposed to be pretty nice, and got a lot of scrapes around us, and looks like the one that's across the river here, or across the creek, opened up some more and got bigger, so hopefully the bucks are moving and we can get one to come within bow range and get a shot. Here we go. November 9th, day 3 of the Nebraska Spirit.
Oh, you got it.
Sucks. Oh, he's a giant.
Was he down before you got up there? Was he done?
Yeah, he was laying down behind, he had moved behind that pine tree and he was down, but I saw his stomach rise a little bit, so I just put another arrow in him, but he's done, dude. He's freaking done. Oh my gosh.
Is that your biggest buck?
Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh.
Is that your
That's
biggest?
probably my biggest buck. Right here at about, I'd say 40 yards-ish. This is where he made that rub. Right before he turned and went towards this hill here. Somewhere.
I think he's gonna do a little bit diagonal.
You gotta find a hole. It was over here a little bit. Ooh, that's neat.
Scrapes. Was it right there? Oh yeah, he started bleeding right away.
Oh yeah, that's what
Right here.
See, I went to shower right back there. Here's some bucky ass blood. Right here.
It's actually got bubbles in it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's an artery. It's light.
Yeah, you got an artery.
Light blood, so it's kind of light red.
He was really bleeding good.
There's a red right here.
Oh, here's your brother.
Oh yeah. I got...
Man, look at the blood pouring out. Oh my goodness. Look at all the foam.
Oh yeah.
You got an artery.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Dude, that is great.
Oh.
That is a line. A solid line.
Look at that. There he is.
Oh my god, man. Get up there. Dude, he had no chance.
Dude, he's a freaking god. Dude.
Oh my gosh. Nice.
Look at this buck. Oh my gosh. Biggest buck today. Golly. What a freaking roller coaster of emotions. Oh my goodness. Look at that buck.
That's a stud.
Oh man, that's a nice one. Well, here we go. Here he is. Gosh, he's a beautiful buck. Pretty sure we saw him this morning make a scrape up here along this pine tree at about first light. Threw some grunts at him. He didn't really take any interest and kind of walked off down this ridge here over to this bedding area. And then probably about an hour later, I'd say, had some does come down along the creek bed. And all of a sudden I looked back and I said, big buck. And sure enough, he was following the doe in the creek bed there. And she walked up to about 30 yards and then started heading up the ridge, and he was following. So we threw some grunts at him. He kind of took a little bit of interest, and he threw some a snort wheeze out, and then kind of walked over and started making a rub, and I'm pretty sure we got that on film. But he suddenly turned and started walking up the ridge towards the doe, and at that point I only had about a tiny little hole to shoot through, about 50 yards, and I tried to stop him. He wouldn't stop, and when I shot, he heard the bow hit bowstring, and he started to take off, and what it did was hit him in the back. So I not a very good shot, actually probably a terrible shot, but it ended up hitting an artery, and he only went about 20 yards and laid down and died. But roller coaster of emotions, because that's not, as a hunter, that's not what I want to do. Obviously every hunter wants to make an ethical shot, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. But I was fortunate enough to have God on my side to take this animal down, and it didn't take him long to expire. So but overall, just a beautiful buck, awesome hunt, and with great friends here in Nebraska, this Michigan boy is pretty dang happy.